Yes. This tribal jurisdiction over crimes of domestic violence, there's definitions. Yes. Domestic violence. The term domestic violence means violence committed by a current or former spouse or intimate partner of the victim, by a person with whom the victim shares a child in common, by a person who is cohabitating with or has cohabitated with the victim as a spouse or intimate partner, or by a person similarly situated to a spouse of the victim under the domestic or family violence laws of an Indian tribe that has jurisdiction over the Indian country where the violence occurs. Oh, Indian country. Now, I thought that definition of domestic violence, I know when I tell you that I had lived with my wife at the Guam Airport Hotel. Yes. And she had me arrested and put in jail. Yes. And I went through a type of trial. Really, it was a diversion. Yes. And there's an audio and possibly a video recording of it. Yes. There was a docketed number of court hearings. Right. And then there was this whole concept that I didn't commit domestic violence or child abuse, and I could have cross-petitioned the court for a protection order against her, but you decided to issue a protection order in Washington State approximately 5 days after she had me arrested. Pooch! Now, I know you don't recognize the jurisdiction of a United States territory, and you probably don't recognize the jurisdiction of the Indian reservations, but I think those that are oaths really do have the liability, and those that are judges and justices and every public defender and prosecuting attorney that says, well, in our tribal government, now, that shares a child in common, you know those 5 sons that you keep refusing? We did actually have those 5 sons together, and as their father, yes, I was wanting the enforcement of the Washington State Foreign Protection Order Act, the Parental Kidnapping and Protections Act, yes, and the Violence Against Women's Act. Well, you said you didn't have to give me any actual notice of court hearings. You could serve me on a United States territory without an... Ooh. Well, you can do the same thing to the Indian tribes. Pooch. Special domestic violence criminal jurisdiction. The term special, yes, as in you're a special judge today. I know it's one of those stereotypes, but you need to take the short bus because you're retarded. Yes. You don't say retarded; it's against the law. You're retarded. It's an actual crime to call any judge a retarded individual. Yes, you're mentally not limited. Yeah, well, there's a special way of explaining the individuals that are retarded that take the special bus, the short bus. They are mentally challenged. That's right, Judge, you're mentally challenged. Good for you, good for you. I'm sorry if you found that offensive that I said retarded because you need to be on the short bus. But there's that special domestic violence criminal jurisdiction that I'm sure every judge knows about. Special domestic violence. The criminal jurisdiction that a participating tribe may exercise under the section but could not otherwise exercise. Now, I know there's some special circumstance. Right. Exactly. How do you get to have a special domestic violence?